I didn't want to do it, guys. I really didn't. Trust me. But this time, Nintendo didn't really leave me a choice. I had to cancel my Nintendo Switch pre-order, and now I'm gonna give you 5 reasons why. Before I get into reason 1, let me just say that I will be buying a Switch eventually, just not right now. There's absolutely no reason for me to buy one because games I want aren't going to be available for it day one. You're probably thinking, what about Breath of the Wild? And that goes into reason 1. The launch of this thing is going to be horrible. Why are the Nintendo faithful buying this thing? So they can play Zelda, right? Well, guess what? It's also on the Wii U. And what do I have? Oh, that's right, a Wii U. But the Switch version is going to be better. How? It's going to be at 900p and I'll be able to take it anywhere I want, right? Is that all you got? Yeah, I'm not going out and spending $300 for that. Especially since once I beat it, what else am I going to have to play? 1-2 Switch? ARMS? Sorry, but I don't really want to play those gimmicky games. Like that stuff died for me with the Wii. And there's Bomberman. That's cool. I would get that. But the game I want isn't coming out until summer. You can guess what game that is, right? Yeah, Splatoon 2. That's what I'm waiting for, not Zelda, because I can play Zelda on the Wii U. So yeah, that's one reason I canceled my pre-order. And I don't feel like sitting there letting my Switch gather dust, saying, oh, I wonder when the next game's gonna come out. Anyone that isn't part of the Nintendo faithful could have seen this one coming from a mile away. Reason number 2, no third-party support. Am I supposed to be convinced because I saw Skyrim or that I saw EA stand up there and announce a PS3 and 360 port of FIFA that the Switch is going to have strong third-party support? Ask EA where Battlefield 1 is. Ask Rockstar where GTA 5 is. Ask Gearbox if they're going to bring Borderlands to the Switch. You know what Gearbox said when they were asked about that? They said, yeah, we were in talks with Nintendo, but then communication all of a sudden just stopped. Well, it was nice to know that Borderlands 3 is coming. It's not coming to the Switch. When they asked Respawn if Titanfall 2 was coming to the Switch, Respawn said, fuck no. Let me remind you that Nintendo could care less for third parties. And if you don't believe me, go and ask Square Enix. They were the reason that Nintendo lost in the PS1 N64 era, because when it came to winning that war in that generation, it was pretty much about who got Final Fantasy VII. And since Nintendo wanted to use those garbage cartridges, that had less space and cost more money to use, Square Enix was like, nah, we'll bounce. We'll bounce with Sony because you guys pretty much stabbed Sony in the back. So we're going to help them body you now. And Nintendo got bodied. But they haven't learned. You could see with the GameCube, you could see with the Wii, you can see with the Wii U, and you'll definitely be able to see with the Switch. They're saying this thing is built up from the ground up for third parties, but no Battlefield 1, no GTA 5, no Titanfall 2, no Mass Effect Andromeda. Where are the games that make people actually want to go buy consoles? I don't care for all of these games personally, but you need to keep in mind that people want one box that will play every game that they want to play, and the Switch isn't going to do that. And so people are probably going to skip out on it because the big games that people care about will not be on the Switch. Come on, Nintendo. Learn, please. Reason number 3, there is still no Ethernet port. Nintendo has the audacity to charge its users for online, and the damn console still does not have an Ethernet port. You have got to be kidding me, Nintendo. I have to go out and pay $10 for an Ethernet adapter just so I can get an optimal online connection, because playing on Wi-Fi is god awful. I don't care if you have the best internet in the world, it's still Wi-Fi, and if you're not on a Fios connection, you need to get a wire and put it in your console, because if you don't, you're ruining the experience for everyone else. But back onto the Switch. Really, Nintendo? You better have some nice prices. I already have 2 Ethernet ports or Ethernet adapters already because I have one for my Wii U and I have one for my Wii. But like, it's annoying that I have to keep going out and getting Like an Ethernet adapter for these freaking things. Come on, Nintendo. Like, why? I don't want to play laggy Splatoon 2. I don't want to be playing with these people on Wi-Fi because they don't want to get out and get a freaking Ethernet adapter. Come on, Nintendo, fix this crap. This is not acceptable. It is 2017. Come on. Reason number 4. Everything is overpriced. The console is overpriced. Think about it. The Switch costs as much as the PlayStation 4 Slim and the Xbox One S. Those consoles are way more powerful, they have third-party support, and there's an Ethernet port in the console. Yet you expect me to pay $300 for this console? I know they want to make, an outright profit, but come on now, Nintendo. Especially when there's not much incentive to buy the thing besides Zelda. Oh, and on top of that, you gotta get one of those Joy-Con dock things for $30. One Joy-Con costs $50. A pair of Joy-Cons costs $80. The Pro Controller costs $70. Think about that. The weakest console is gonna have the most expensive controller. What kind of garbage is that? And on top of that, you gotta pay for online. Emergency! I have just discovered that friend codes are still required to add people on the Switch because they have not fully implemented the friend system into the Switch yet. Nintendo, what are you doing? This console was obviously rushed. You should have waited. Jesus Christ, man. Stop it. And my final reason, they are still not listening to their fans. I am a fan of Nintendo, no matter how much I criticize them. The reason criticism exists is to make something better. I criticize Nintendo because I care about Nintendo and I want to see Nintendo succeed and not go down to mobile gaming or something because they don't know how to get people to buy their console. And you know what? It's super easy. They're sitting on a gold mine. All you gotta do is give the fans what they want. And I can applaud them because they've done some things right with this Switch. Like, for example, there's no more region locking on games. So if you want to get a game from Japan, you can get a game from Japan. Your digitally downloaded titles are no longer tied to the console itself. They are now tied to your account. So now when your console breaks, you're not screwed. And that's great. There's more that Nintendo's done right for the Switch, but in certain areas, they're still messing up. I've already told you there's no Ethernet port. Third-party support is still lacking. They just seem to be behind every generation. I don't know how they can't get this right. They let Iwata's vision rock with the Switch, and personally I feel like Iwata was the reason Nintendo has been failing for a good majority of this time. He's done wonderful things for the industry, and may that man rest in peace, bless his soul. But he was really holding Nintendo back in terms of being able to be a serious competitor, saying things like, we don't need power, all we need is good games. How are you supposed to get the good games or the games that people will buy consoles for if you can't even make your console powerful enough? And another thing about not listening to fans, where's Metroid? Fans have been clamoring for Metroid for so long, and you want us to just accept Federation Force? No. I am personally, I haven't really gotten into Metroid, so I'm just speaking for Metroid fans. Also, where is Pokemon on the Switch? Yeah, that'll move some switches, but you don't have it yet. Where is it? Where's the Donkey Kong game? What is Retro Studios doing? Come on, they need to be working on something. Mario Odyssey should have been a launch title. There are certain games that fans are begging for, and you're not giving it to them. People want to see Nintendo succeed, and all they have to do to win every generation, I'm telling you, this is all they have to do to win every generation. Make a super strong box so third parties can develop for it. That way, you get all the console sellers along with those super awesome Nintendo titles. Because we all know Nintendo has the best exclusives. Come on now. You got Zelda, Smash Bros, Metroid, Star Fox, F-Zero, come on. Not to knock on PlayStation and Xbox. When I say better, I mean exclusives that sell. Me personally, I like PlayStation's exclusives more. I buy my Switches, or not my Switches, I buy my Nintendo stuff for Zelda and Smash Bros. Because I'm tired of Mario personally. I would get into F-Zero. Donkey Kong, I get it for that. And Animal Crossing. I love me some Animal Crossing. I'm always going crazy on Animal Crossing. And I need to get into Fire Emblem. They need a Fire Emblem game on the Switch, like some serious stuff, not that freaking Shin Megami X Fire Emblem or whatever that was. I'm not 100% sure, but they need something like Fates and Awakening on the Switch. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If they had a super strong box that could play all these amazing games, like they could win it every time. But for some reason, they're just holding themselves back, and it's a shame to see. I don't want to see Nintendo go out. I really don't. I care about Nintendo, which is why I criticize them. But anyways, that concludes the video. If you are still getting a Switch, or if you canceled your pre-order of the Switch, just like me, comment on why you may have done that. I'm not getting a Switch personally until Splatoon 2 comes out, because I cannot wait for Splatoon 2. That's my game that I buy a Switch for. And yeah, that's a wrap. This is KD360. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. I'm out of here.